Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer regular video. This video is a troll game which I played on the map Innocence. I'm standing in the top left position playing as the Allies. So this troll game is going to be a no tanks game, and that's going to include Rangers as well. I will still be able to make APRCs though, because they can transport things like engineers across the map. Now, the reason this map is a little bit different from the ones I've chose previously, we did have all the glitters. That's a bit different because on the map all the glitters it's just like covered in ore, but most of the maps I've been choosing so far are maps which have ore and gems. Now this map's different because it only contains ore, and what that means is there's less sort of like resources available at each patch, and what that's going to force me to do is it's going to force me to expand more quickly, and therefore I'm going to have to be more aggressive if I'm going to make this strategy work. And like usual, I'm going to have 5 games to try and achieve this, and I'm either showing you the best attempt or the one where I managed to complete the challenge. And yellow is coming up with a number of infantry, and I'm just building more infantry now just to defend my base. And there's those yellow infantry coming. Now, does he see those infantry defending? And no, he doesn't. And yellow's just lost a whole load of infantry there. And I've also got my APRC. Now, what I did there is I moved my engineers to the back of the base, so if his infantry did get through, then he wouldn't be able to see them. And now I'm loading the infantry into that APRC, and now I'm going to be heading to yellow's base. I do know where it is, and you can see there green has got an infantry into my base, so he will be able to see a little bit of what I'm doing. But now I'm going down to the south, and I'm pretty sure yellow is it starting in the bottom left corner, and I will get confirmation of that. And yes, we do see there he does have his construction yard, and his construction yard is very close to the edge of his base, which is all good for me. And now we're unloading our APRC. Is he going to notice? It doesn't look like he did, and now it's just gone down. That's his construction yard. You can see he's making medium tanks, and now I'm running back to my base, and yellow has actually quit the game. Now what you've probably realised if you've watched a lot of my troll games is it's quite rare for me to do an engineer rush, and the reason is because what usually happens is by the time you get the engineers to the opponent's base, you need to build an APRC for that, so you need to build a war factory, so your opponent's going to have a war factory and maybe some tanks. And what quite often happens is then the opponent goes for an attack on your base with tanks and manages to either destroy you or do so much damage like destroy crucial buildings such as your construction yard, so you can't build it anymore. So because he's quit, it's helped me a lot, and it means I'm going to have a chance in this game, and it gives me a good advantage now because my side of the map's clear. I think the other 2 players are going to be in the top right and the bottom right, and what that means is they're going to be, because it's a long and thin map, they're going to be closer to each other, so they're probably going to get in a fight earlier, and it's going to give me some time now to expand and go multi-MCV and get some defences. And right now I'm building my second war factory so I can build these extra MCVs a little bit faster. We can see that green has been very active with those infantry, so I'm going to guess that he's got a lot of map visibility because I have seen them coming all over the place. He's now running another one into my base, but what we're going to do is we're going to build a pillbox and send those infantry after him. And now we get our second MCV, our second construction yard, and what you'll have probably noticed is I've just moved that ore refinery just towards that my second MCV, and that's because I'm going to build a ore refinery there, and I want my ore trucks to be gathering off different patches as much as possible. I'm going to try and do 2 for each ore patch, and that's just so I have plenty of time without the ore running out too quickly. So now at the moment I've got 2 ore trucks, and I'm just expanding that as much as I can, and we're just getting these extra MCVs into construction yards because it's going to allow me to build buildings like ore refineries and base defences a lot faster. And there we can see green, he has like a MiG going over my base, so that might indicate that he might have MiGs and he might do some aerial attacks. I'm not too worried about that though at the moment, because, well, if he does aerial attacks, I've got plenty of construction yards anyway, so I can always, I can always rebuild my base. But what I have noticed is that green has another base in the bottom left hand corner, and this is going to make things a little bit tricky. And now I'm building a lot of base defences. I'm building turrets because they're more effective when you have them in number en masse against tanks. And I'm also going to get 2 extra ore refineries across this ore patch as well, and that's going to give me plenty of ore in order to fight green. And as I say, of course, the rules mean I can't build any tanks in this game. So yeah, we're going to have to make do with base defences. We can see green has quite a lot of heavy tanks. And I'm just going to build some turrets just to provide a little bit of defence here, because I think green's going to notice me pretty quickly. And as I said earlier, he has been doing some base scouting, and now we're going to build these turrets. And yeah, his heavy tanks, you can see there's a bottleneck there, so it makes it very hard for him to get his tanks through. So this is sort of like an ideal position. We can also see that green does have some Tesla coils, which is going to could make things tricky. But now he's got missile launchers, and what we're doing is, the thing is, missile launchers do a lot of like damage, but they're very slow recharging. So you can see it allows us to base crawl closer and closer, and you can see they all fire the first shot. And yeah, they destroy that turret like immediately. But once they've had that, after they've had that first shot, they don't very hard. And what we're going to do is we're going to produce some infantry now. What I was planning on really was those missile launchers firing on the infantry, using up the shots, and then when I build my base defences, they can fire up on the missile launchers. But they've got a lot of missile launchers here, and I'm struggling a little bit because they are, like you can see, as soon as they recharge, they're all firing on those turrets. But maybe I'm going to be able to outbuild those missile launchers. I'm going to pillboxes now because they build faster. They do have low HP though, and do fall apart quite easily. But now our pillbox numbers are building up, and now he's got just heavy tanks. All those missile launchers are gone, and I think he's going to stick with these now. What I'm trying to do is sort of like surround his base. And he seems to be building a mixture, I guess, of pillboxes and missile launchers. He's got some missile launchers back there now, so I'm going to rebuild back to his war factory and just try and destroy those. Because the thing about missile launchers, fair enough, they do loads and loads of damage with each shot, and they're very, very effective against like buildings, but they have very low HP, and that's why I was able to destroy them. And now green still fighting on, but it looks like we're getting maybe a bit of a stronghold on his base. The thing about those Tesla is he has to manually fire with them. They don't automatically fire on base defences, whereas my base defences are going to automatically fire on his tanks. And then I'm making them sort of automatically fire on buildings as well, but a lot of them are fighting the tanks, and they're doing a lot of damage. And now we've been able to take out that ore refinery. That means his ore trucks are going to have to long distance mine, and it seems like he's losing a bit of control of that section. I'm just building a few more power plants because I am low on power, and what that will do is it will reduce my building speed. I've got some MCVs there as well. I'm going to build a tech centre, and that's just so I'll get full map visibility. And what we can see here is that green has decided to sell his buildings around this area. He's sort of given up this position, and it's a matter of time now before I get full map visibility. And now I'm just getting that extra construction yards down, so I've got 3 more construction yards. And what that's sort of going to mean is that I'm going to be able to build build buildings faster. And we can see that Tesla coil isn't firing, so I think it's because he must be low on power, and he sold it up. And now green is out of the game because he got attacked, I think, from the other side as well. And that's the thing about the danger of like trying to expand too like far. What you'll notice I've done is I've sort of like kept on my side of the map. I've kept close to the left side, because if I go straight to the middle in like a free-for-all match, or I did try and go across the top to the other side of the map, that would be put me in like the enemy's territory. So I stuck right to the edge of the map, and that's really paid off for me because it means that opponent, who's probably in the top right, didn't actually see me. But it's going to depend what do they have in terms of tank numbers and base defences. I have, however, got quite... I'm in quite a good position now. I've got all my construction yards out. I've got a really good economy going. I'm also getting a bit more map visibility. And there's Sayan with his medium tanks. And those could be dangerous. So it's going to sort of block me from expanding to that like top middle patch just yet. But what the main thing I can do now is I can just expand and get as much map control as possible, and that's going to put me in a very, very good position because it's going to like stop him from expanding to other ore patches. And if he's like sort of like, I guess, restricted to a small part of the map, then he's not going to have the resources to produce the tank numbers which are going to be needed to take me out. And now we can see the map, whole of the map, and we can see that Sayan is just in a very small part of that map, and this is looking good for us. And we can see he's got those medium tanks there, and I think it was probably just a small attack on green that he was able to do. But I think that was just enough because green was probably... he probably used a lot of resources in fighting me and then just realised sort of maybe the writing was on the wall. But yeah, you can see I'm having a bit of trouble here getting that expansion over past that ore patch, and I've managed to get that construction yard at least down into the middle part, so I'm going to be able to use the ore around that area. And I might bring it where to bring it. And now we've managed to like get past that ore patch. And I'm also going to build some turrets here because we can see that I think that was Sayan. Yes, he's following my construction yard, so he has seen it, and he looks like he's going for the attack. Now the question is this going to be enough tag numbers? And it's only 3. I think I'm going to be able to defend this quite easily because you can just see how fast I'm able to build those turrets. And yeah, 3 tanks was nowhere near enough. He needed about 10 there, and then he would have had a good shot. And what this means is I'm going to be able to expand to this bottom patch as well. And you can just see my ore reserves are absolutely crazy, and that's because I'm not able to build tanks. But I'm still building some more ore refineries. It's always best to expand as much as you can, get as much ore as you can, because that's going to just put you in a better position if it does turn into a long drawn out fight. But I don't think this is going to be so difficult, and I'm just going to be expanding upwards now. You can see how fast I'm building, and he's sending some more medium tanks in, and now he's got more medium tanks than last time. But we're building these turrets really, really quickly. I'm going to see, is he going to be able to swamp me? It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So those turrets grinding down his tanks, and yeah, they're quite easy, not even close in the end. And even if he does destroy that bottom right plate base, he has much bigger things to worry about. And now I'm going to start producing the Tanyas and also starting the base crawl with my barracks towards Sayan's base. We're sort of having to go like around because obviously there's a big ore patch like quite close, quite near, so I'm going to have to sort of like go around this way so I can actually get close to his base. And now just making sure those Tanyas are going to be built close up. And as soon as I start building those mass Tanyas at a really fast pace, and that's quite a big tank force coming in. So what I'm going to need to do now is I'm going to need to build some base defences and get those Tanyas probably running a little bit. You can see I've got them at the side while Sayan's distracted trying to attack that building, and this is large Tanya numbers. He doesn't have any base defences, and this looks like Sayan is going to go down because we've just got too many Tanyas here. We're destroying his war factories, his barracks, his construction yard looks like it's going to go down, his radar dome, and there's just no way that Sayan can defend from this. He just doesn't have enough units or base defences, and that's Sayan officially out of the game. So I guess in that match I was helped greatly by Yellow quitting as soon as I destroyed his construction yard. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video.